Hey, Soul Tribe. Oh, welcome to Healing Truth Tarot. There's a lot of questions, so this may be split into two parts. I'm thinking probably. All right. So if we get cut off, I'll just pick up where I left off on part two. All right. But let's see. There are a lot of questions, but I'm not pulling cards for um, the red team. Okay. I'm just pulling cards for the blue team in this video. I'm not interested in what the red team is doing or thinking or feeling. FYI, sometimes I'll watch videos after I post, because I don't like to do it. I don't like to be influenced. But I have been hearing a little bit about people who are doing post-election readings and are possibly being blocked a bit by YouTube. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to take a hint from source, from the universe. And I have a wonderful name for he who shall not be named, or he whose name we shall not speak, rather. Let me get my Harry Plopper right. And it's called I'm bad. The Pelican Man. Saw a meme on Facebook, back in 2016 or 2020, and it was a profile, and it morphed from his profile into a pelican, and it was perfect. Okay. I'm just saying. So the Pelican Man is the name of he whose name we shall not speak. Not even initials. I'm going to try and remember. But like anything that's new, it takes time to become a habit, so I may slip up. Hopefully not. All right, you guys, I got some new rods. They're like pens. They're so awesome. New rods. Okay. See, yes. And you can shorten them or lengthen them to whatever size you want them. Now, they're still going a little bit crazy. Not sure what's up with that, but we'll give them a shot, and if they don't work, then we'll just keep to the pendulum. But there are a couple of questions I'm going to start asking with the pendulum. And for those who say, well, you don't say yes or no every time. Okay. I may forget to say yes or no every time. When I'm in the zone, I'm not thinking. Things are just coming out of my mouth. Okay, I'm just relaying messages. So front to back is yes. Side to side is no. Round and round, consistently round and round when I ask a question would be maybe. Or they don't know the answer because it's not decided yet. All right, there we have it. That's that. All right, my favorite humans. Let's ask the pendulum before we go to the rods. Let's ask the pendulum the questions we always ask the pendulum. Only we're going to leave the Pelican Man's name out of it. All right, so show the subscribers the energy, please. There you go. Thank you. Show us a yes, please. There we go. Clear, please. Show us a no, please. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. And Spirit Team only, please. Will Kamala Harris be inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States? Yes. Clear, please. Will Kamala Harris be inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States on January 20th, 2025? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. There, that answers that question. Okay, I'm gonna jump to the last few that people posted, and I really appreciate you guys posting all those questions. That was beautiful, beautiful, and some are repeat questions, but it's okay because we want to check and see if the energy is the same. All right, someone was asking about. Let me cross off. I already asked that. I'm gonna try to cross off questions here, you guys. Okay, so how do you know when you're under psychic attack? That's a good question. And this is how I know when I'm under psychic attack. Now, some of these symptoms are symptoms of ascension or symptoms of spiritual upgrades or, energy downloads from the universe. You may have felt a lot of these symptoms when we were having all the solar flares. Those were for a reason. Those were to help us um, ascend a little bit higher in our spiritual evolution. Okay, so, and I hope you like the bird sounds because I don't know about your neck of the woods. I mean, the sun's shining today, but I need to hear something that sounds like summer already. We haven't even hit winter solstice yet. Oh my goodness. All right, so symptoms of a psychic attack can be unexplained and sudden bouts of depression or oppression, headaches, muscle fatigue, seeing shadows out of your peripheral. Okay, you're not going to see an angel or your guides or anyone from the spirit realm on the sides of your peripheral. They're going to be right in front of you. Okay, and also if you see something on the sides of your eyes that's moving quickly, it is probably not a spirit. It's a spirit from your spirit team. If you get my meaning. Okay, so that answers that. That answers that question. Okay, someone asked about if President Obama's post-election speech, and I will put the link to that in the description box, if his post-election speech was like a hint of what's coming in regards to the alleged tampering of the election. I wrote something down. So when you do go watch that, I have to say that the beginning of it might come off as being a little bit not what you want to hear. He refers to accusations of election tampering, and I had to go. I went through the whole video, and I had to. I'm like, wait for it, Shelley. Spirit said, wait for it. So I waited, and what I found out was that he wasn't talking about like people like us and others that have written to the president or emailed the president. He's not talking about those people saying the election was stolen. He's talking about the Pelican Man in his shenanigans. If you remember, maybe you didn't see the video, but I did post a video and I stated that he started the accusations of the Democrats stealing the election as a covert move, an undercover move. It's a classic narcissist move. I'm going to accuse you of doing something so that I can do it, and you're going to take your focus off me. Because now you're mad. Now you're focused on being mad because I accused you of something. Classic. Okay? He's been planning this alleged stuff that he allegedly did with the election. He and his cronies, so that he started planning that way back when he started accusing other people of doing it. Classic narcissist move. Okay? So that's what President Obama was talking about. He's talking about that situation of the Democrats being accused of stealing his election away from him. Right? Now, in case you don't know, somebody said something about, well, can you show closed captioning? And I'm like, I got a little flustered, and I was looking into it, and then I totally forgot because I use closed captioning all the time. If you hover over the video, any video on YouTube, if you hover over it, a closed captioning box will be down in the bottom right of the screen. If you're on your phone, tap the video, and again, closed captioning will be at the bottom right of the screen. Okay. Now you can also look at the transcripts, and the transcripts have timestamps, and they show you what we're saying. Okay, with the little timestamp. So the timestamp on this Obama post-election speech, and it was on YouTube, is 40:41. So 40 minutes and 41 seconds. He waits right to the end, and I'm going to read you what he says. It's freaking beautiful. I'm in love with this guy. His exact words: there are going to be times when one side tries to stack the deck and lock in a permanent grip on power, either by actively suppressing votes or politicizing the armed forces, using the judiciary justice system to go after opponents. His exact words. I copied and pasted it, and then I wrote it down, and I checked it twice. Those were his exact words. Timestamp 4040. You go to your description box for transcripts, and you go down the bottom of the description box and you click on more, and it'll have a little bubble that says transcripts. And then transcripts should show up, at least on the computer, they're going to show up on your right-hand side, on the side of the video. Timestamp 4041. It's beautiful. Okay. Now, somebody also, that same person asked for Greg Newsom's speech stating to be patient, things will be revealed. I could not find that, but I was in a big fat hurry to come and do this video, so please forgive me. So, to the wonderful subscriber who posted that, could you please put the link to that speech in the comments section? And then I will try to remember to put it in a post in the community section, okay? So please, whoever asked that question, please post that that URL for us. Thank you. Okay. So someone asked the question, will the Senate flip blue? So we're going to ask the rod. I'm going to move my phone back just a little bit more so you can see. Okay, you see my rod? Yeah, I'm using one, and I'll tell you why. Because the phone's too small. They bump into each other, and they disrupt each other's energy. So I'm using the one. All right. When President Harris is inaugurated on the 20th of January, 2025, will the Senate flip to blue? Will the Senate flip to blue? See, these are just being naughty, okay? Let's try it again. Show us the energy, please. Why are you being naughty? Thank you. May I have a yes? Thank you. Can I have a no? May I have a no, please? Yeah, see, these aren't reliable. Not sure what's up with that. I'll have to WD-40 my rods. Maybe they're too hard to move. Okay, anywho. Trusty pendulum. Will the Senate flip blue after Kamala Harris is inaugurated as President of the United States? Yes. Thank you very much. Is Baron Trump going to follow in his father's footsteps? No. That boy cannot stand his father, okay? He doesn't like what he's about. He doesn't like the manipulation. I mean, he's been manipulated too. You know, some people have made some snide comments about Baron Trump. Well, just remember who raised him, okay? You just remember that. Please. That's not fair. He's got to follow a path and learn his own lessons just like everybody else on the planet. Doesn't matter whose son he is. Okay. Somebody asked me who will be Joe Biden's spokesperson to deliver the news to us. The pendulum's not going to answer that question. So whoever the subscriber is that asked that, could you please throw out some names of, is it this person or that person? Could you do that and we'll answer it next time? I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. You guys are great. Thanks for being patient with me. Okay. Will President Biden and NATO use Article 5? No, that was the same answer we had, I think it was the last video. So that energy's still the same. There's something going on with the Russian Tsar. I'm not exactly sure what. I didn't get into his energy, and I'm not planning to right now. But if I come up with an answer, I will post it for you. But right now, we're focusing on these questions. So, will the Republican Party ever be, it says resolved, but I think it means, will the Republican Party ever be dissolved? No. Sorry, guys. The chain's moving the same way as a stone. Thank you. Sorry about that, you guys. I get all into what my questions and I forget to raise it. Okay, so that's a no. Are Biden and Harris waiting for NATO to declare Article 5 to prevent civil war in the U.S.? No. Okay, will Jim Jordan go to jail? No. And I'm being told there's a lot of people involved that aren't going to go to jail. A lot of people are, but a lot of people aren't. All right. Is a space cadet hanging around the Pelican Man to report to the Russian Tsar? No, but he does report to the Russian Tsar. That's what I'm hearing. But that's not his purpose. Is he's showing out. He's like a little boy. And my pendulum was swinging back. Yep. Yeah. The space cadet is like a child. He's very childish. So, on to the next question. Will election interference be announced before the 17th of December? Let me hold still. Will the election interference be announced before December 17th? No. And remember, December 17th is important in regards to a recount. A recount isn't going to do any good if people burned ballots or threw them in the trash or, threw them out in the woods and people didn't find them. They didn't get caught. A recount isn't going to do anything. I have a question to ask. Will there be a re-election? No, not going to do that either. So they've got something else up their sleeve. I think somebody asked about it. So when we get to it, we'll know what it is. I know what it is, but we want to wait. The suspense is killing me. All right. What swing states did Kamala? I totally forgot to research that. I will. Does Mitch McConnell have regrets for not impeaching Trump? No. Mitch McConnell has his own arrogance and thinks that he's right all the time. See? You see the pendulum? And I'm just repeating what I hear. I know it comes off snarky because I'm feeling a little snarky right now. Will the U.S. systems of voting, justice, and healthcare get an overhaul? Yeah, I didn't even have to answer the whole question. ask the whole question. Yep. All right, clear, please, Spirit. Will the Pelican Man come to the same end as Hitler hiding away in a bunker? He's not going to hide. He's too arrogant. Answer is no. How to remove a family curse. Okay, I got to work on that one too, you guys. I got a star next to it. Does Kamala still want to be president? Yes, very much. Okay, clear, please. Should Democrats in red states be worried for their physical safety? No. I have to say that the energy on that changed when I read that question and wrote it down. The energy on that changed because last video the energy was, yeah, there was going to be huge problems. But the energy did change on that. Remember, energy is fluid. It changes. It doesn't stay the same all the time. Could be different in the next 20 minutes. So you're okay, but still, be diligent. Regardless, don't talk about politics with anybody. Somebody starts a conversation, nope, not going there today. See you later. Bye-bye. Okay, somebody said, is Putin still alive? Now, Spirit, stop moving my hand. Oh my goodness. Is Putin still alive? Yes. Yes, he is. All right. Will the space cadet lose all of his government contacts when this is over? Yeah. And I hear they're going to, like, when this happens, it is especially in regard to him and the Pelican Man too. They are going to implement some extremely strict security measures in regards to people that they may be able to contact government-wise right now. Not just changing phone numbers, okay? Like, remember back in the 70s when they were talking about where they were bugging people's phones, and they actually were. It wasn't a rumor. That was for real. It's kind of like that, but with our technology, they don't need to do that exact thing, putting bugs in people's phones, but they're going to be paying attention to the phone calls and the phone activity of the Space Cadet, as well as the Pelican Man. Okay? If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, just ask me in the comments and I'll tell you. I don't want to say it out loud. AI. Okay, clear, please. I haven't asked the question yet. Will the Space Cadet be deported? No. Now, first time we asked that question, it was yes. This time it's no. Again, energy changes. Are Trump's family members involved in the election fraud, the alleged election fraud? No. Thank you, Spirit. Will Trump get into any trouble over the alleged election fraud? Yes. Okay, let's ask another question. Clear, please. Will Trump be incarcerated? See, I said his name. Will Trump be incarcerated? Just saying yes. Clear, please. Will Pelican Man be... Clear, please. Will the Pelican Man pass away in jail or prison? No. Clear, please. Will the Pelican Man pass away before he gets incarcerated? Yes. Because you have to understand that in order for him to get incarcerated, it's going to take a long time. A long time. Okay, there's going to be courts to go through. Let's ask the pendulum. Will the Pelican Man's alleged election tampering get to the Supreme Court? That's a yes. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Well, this is a question from myself, too. Will the Pelican Man sit in office while investigations in court cases related to election fraud are active? No. Clear, please. All right, let me ask a question. I already asked it, but let's ask it different. Will the Pelican Man's health have deteriorated so much that he will never see any legal repercussions? Yes. Thank you. And I did write something else down, a reminder to all of us. And it would be human if it didn't cross our minds. We wouldn't be human. It's not our place or any of our business to wish death on anyone, no matter how awful they are. We should be grateful that we've been given a chance to change for the better, to ascend. The direction we were headed in was self-annihilation through acts of complacency. Spiritual awakenings are painful and uncomfortable for human beings. We need this experience. We need the Pelican Man to find out what we want. Because now we know what we don't want. All right, and that was from Spirit, by the way. Okay, more questions. Okay, here's a question that some of you really want to know. And we talked about passing away before incarceration. Okay. Here's another question. Is the Pelican Man going to pass away before January 20th? No. Clear, please. Is he going to pass away by the end of 2025? No. Will he be mentally incapacitated by the 20th of January? That's a pretty hearty yes. Okay. This information that comes out is going to destroy him because now everyone will know what he is about. That is a narcissist's worst nightmare. And there's nothing he can do about it. He can balk at it all he wants. Balk, balk, balk. Not going to do any good. And my spirit guys tell me that some of his hardcore followers will see the light, so to speak, and some of them won't. But we're not going to have to deal with those people. Our train is going this way. Theirs is going that way. At some point, we just won't see them at all. We won't deal with people like that. But for now, we're okay. We got this. Do my guides ever give me information and tell me not to share it because it isn't time? Oh, yeah. Yeah, but the wait time between when I get the information and when I share it, not that long. Might be a video. One video in between knowing and sharing, okay? Sometimes they say, well, here's this information, just not right this minute. Don't share it right now. And they've never had me wait to share something that really needed to be shared, okay? Ever. Will any of the newly elected senator or House seats be reversed or avoided when the truth comes out? Oh, absolutely. Okay, somebody wants to know if he will be incarcerated for the crimes he was found guilty of in New York. No. There are people on the planet who do not pay a consequence for one single thing that they do. For a long time, years, decades. But when they do, it's big. And again, his consequence, two consequences for him. His cognitive abilities deteriorating and being found out for the fraud that he really is. Those are his consequences. Okay, somebody asked about timelines. Some of us are on a new timeline and others aren't. Will they eventually get on this timeline too? Maybe, maybe not. You may find yourself moving away from family and friends. Everybody's not with the spiritual upgrades. They're not aware of themselves as spiritual beings. It's sad and it's painful, but unfortunately it's true. And it's necessary because we're moving away from the dark energy, not trying to drag it along with us. If somebody is still in your vicinity when you're on the ascension train and the train really takes off, then that person is meant to be there. Sooner or later, they'll catch up. They'll catch up to where you are, or at least get behind you in a close second place. Okay? I know it sucks. I'm dealing with that myself. People that I really care about that I've had to let go. Okay, well, okay, when President Harris is inaugurated, will the Senate and the House turn blue? We already asked that. That's a light yes, but it was yes the last time we asked. Okay. Well, we haven't, okay. We already asked that question about another election, okay. Someone says, although the energies can shift, will President Harris still be inaugurated? Yes, that's a hearty yes. Thank you, Spirit. Somebody wanted to know about the energy when the Pelican Man met President Biden at the warehouse. Remember that the Pelican Man's mental capacities had already started to deteriorate by then. He looked kind of like when he walked into Notre Dame and he looked oblivious to what, like he didn't know what the heck was going on. And it was the same type of energy for him. And President Biden was sitting there with a kind of almost a crap-eaten grin on his face because he knew something was up. All those states didn't turn red like that all by themselves. The man's not stupid. Okay? So that was the energy. Pelican Man wasn't really aware of what was going on all the time. And President Biden was just like, okay, I'm going to be the stand-up guy. I'm not going to lower myself to the level I'd have to lower myself to. And plus, President Biden knew that saying anything to the Pelican Man would be detrimental. Can't do that. Can't let the cat out of the bag. Okay. Mentally scattered is what I wrote down. He was mentally scattered, and President Biden was smiling and at ease because he knew something was amiss with the results, and it was an I know something you don't think I know energy. Here's the question we were looking for about the PEDS Act, the Presidential Emergency Actions Document. Oh, which would be such a beautiful idea. I'm loving it. Ba, 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 ba. Will President Biden invoke the PEDS Act? Yes. Somebody asked about the 3 days of darkness. Okay, this is a 3 days of darkness. I printed it out. Google AI is a beautiful thing. I get a straightforward answer. The 3 days of darkness is a Catholic concept that describes a period of time when the earth is covered in darkness for 3 days and nights. The prophecy is based on private revelations from Catholic saints and mystics, and some Catholics believe it is a true prophecy of future events. The prophecy includes the following events. The earth is covered in darkness with only light coming from blessed candles. Natural disasters shake the world. The air is filled with pestilence that kills the enemies of religion. Demons appear in hideous forms. People should remain in their homes, pray the rosary, and beg God for mercy. So basically, this is saying if you're not Catholic, and I'm not saying nothing about the Catholic religion, take my word for it. To each his own. Every path leads to the same place. Okay? But if you're not, according to this, if you're not Catholic, then a demon will eat you, or you will be killed by pestilence. You see what I mean? And if you look at it, natural disasters shake the world. That's already been happening. And that's just Mother Earth repairing herself from the damage we've done to her. And I'll take my responsibility in that. Okay? It is similar to the plague of darkness in the book of Exodus, where Moses held out his arm and darkness descended on Egypt for 3 days. It also parallels the unnatural darkness in the Apocalypse of John. It is debated whether the 3 days of darkness has already happened or is still to come. So that is up to each person's discretion. Please no hate comments. I'm just relaying information here. Okay? All right. Thank you. Spirit team, were the House elections also corrupt? Yeah. And some of that is stuff rolls downhill. Stuff rolls downhill, right? Some of that was a cause and effect situation. Not all of it. Not all of it. So again, please no haters. But that's true about some of it. Okay? You know, I forgot to mention something. Something that President Obama said in his speech. He spoke of compassion towards those different from us, as well as not clumping every person in the red zone is having the same beliefs and principles or lack thereof as the Pelican Man and his cronies. Just because they're in the red zone doesn't mean they're awful people. But corruption, yeah, stuff rolls downhill, you guys. Sorry, I lost my place, you guys. There we are. So, Spirit says yes, PEDS Act will be invoked. Will the Senate, House, and presidential elections be redone early 2025? No. Clear, please. Okay, I'm going to leave that question. Because I've got it. It's about the drones, but we're going to, near the end, we'll do that, okay? Will NATO go to war with Russia? No. I feel like the Russian Tsar is backing off a little bit. That's the energy I get from him. He knows he can't compete with the United States. He doesn't have it. I mean, he could do some damage, okay? But he still can't compete because we would obliterate Russia. Period, point blank. And none of us wants that. Again, not our place to wish death to other people. If so, when? Okay, what will be the outcome? So that was a no, so we don't have to answer those. Would we experience war on our, will we experience war on U.S. soil? Sorry about that. That's a no. Okay, will there be public disclosure on the 17th about the election being stolen? I thought we asked that question already. Maybe I ask it in a different way. We're going to see if the rod will behave itself. Show me the energy rod, please. Okay. Clear, please. Okay. Will there be public disclosure on the 17th about the election being stolen? Yes. All right, then. Thank you. Spirit team only, please. No shenanigans. Okay. Will President Biden pardon everybody involved in the January 6th committee hearings? No. Clear, please. Oh, someone was curious about general 2025 themes. I will be recording a video about the general energy for 2025. 2025 is going to be another big year of change. Maybe not quite so painful after March. And that's all I'm telling you. The rest is a secret until you see the video. Will all 50 states certify the election by December 17th, 2024? No. Well, the reasons that all 50 states don't certify the election by December 17, 2024 be because the information of election fraud comes out? No. Okay, so that's going to be I feel like it's going to be some states, a couple of states, for other reasons. Okay, I'm not going to ask that question because that would assume that the Pelican man gets into office in the first place, so I'm not asking that question. Did Sherrod Brown lose his race without electoral fraud being the cause? Did Sherrod Brown lose his race because of election fraud? Thank you. Yes. I'm going to have to try to remember to pull the cards on. Yeah, see, I'm not pulling the cards on that either. Not right now, you guys. There's some in here that, because this video we're focusing on the good guys. All right. We are interested in this question. Rupert Murdoch, who is the Fox News guy, okay, the owner, or he started it or whatever. What will 2025-26 bring for Rupert Murdoch? Well, my guides are telling me he's not going to live that much longer. There was something, I was reading up on him, and there was something that was talking about him trying to have his son, I think it was, the only person who could have any part of the will given to them. Like, he was trying to leave his daughters out of everything. I'll just give a general statement like that. Like, he was trying to, and the court said, no, you can't do that. So he's not a very nice guy, okay? And I don't think he's going to make it much longer. Maybe a year, I'm being told. So I guess we'll find out. Okay, Spirit. Has Hillary Clinton talked to President Biden about suspicion of election interference? Yes. Remember, when the president and the vice president are talking to other people, they have to talk about it in a certain way. A lot of this stuff, these people outside of the Oval Office don't have security clearance for this stuff. Okay? So they have to talk about it in a very particular way. Because President Biden and President Harris are trying to do things by the book. Unlike the way it was done when, for the election to be allegedly altered. It's not that they're trying to be better or that they're trying to, not stoop to the level in that regard, not stoop to another person's level. It's that this has to be just right. They can't be leaking information to somebody without the proper security clearance, right? So anything that they say to people outside of the Oval Office is going to be hypothetical and probably even more covert than that. All right? We're not trying to get in trouble here. It's going to cause problems, and then any work that they've done would be null and void. So they have to be very careful. Can't answer that question right now. That's what I was hearing earlier. Sorry, can't answer that question. From some presidents. I won't say names. From some presidents. Can't answer that question, sorry. Because you're going to have that one friend that just has to ask you a question that you can't answer. Just that one friend. Is the Pelican Man aware of what is about to come down on him? You guys can see that? Let me move it over. I'll ask again. Sorry about that. Is the Pelican Man aware of what is about to come down on him? No. Again, some of that is that cognitive issue. I think that when he's lucid, that he ignores certain feelings he's having, certain nudges he's been getting, internal nudges. Okay? But other than that, he's oblivious. When he finds out, will he try to run? No. Lift it up a little. No. He is too arrogant for that. Okay, we're going to finish these questions, and I'm going to end the video, and then we're going to go to part 2, where I pull the cards. Okay? I want to ask about the drones. Clear, please. Let me ask the question first. Are the drones U.S. military or state related? No. Clear, please. Are the drones foreign military related? No. Clear, please. Are the drones the space cadet related? No. Clear, please. Are the drones ET related? Yes. Don't want to freak you out, but they've been hovering for millennia. And we'll get into that more after this alleged fraudulent election activity has been stamped out. Right? Not going to stop just because things get righted. Okay? Put to rights. As my dad used to say, put to rights. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to stop the video. And then we'll pull some cards on the energies of those that we love so much, that we hold in our hearts. Okay, you guys. I'll see you in a minute.